Okay, it looks like we're live.
Are we live?
Today. We're so live.
Yay!
We have to start every live stream with "Are we live?" because we just never really know. But
you didn't want to. I mean, because I think we've talked before, and then we realized we were live.
And then
right?
we're like, oh, and you guys just came in halfway through this conversation. Hello. We're so excited. I am Lacey. This is my amazing friend Amber.
Hi,
Coleman.
guys.
We are here to talk to you about an incredible loan program that we have been
really is.
like. It's off the charts, one of the coolest, most unique, most open, most free opportunities. And we want to talk to you about why this could possibly be for you. So if you clicked on this because you're just curious and you don't believe that we're actually going to be able to share with you something that would allow you to get a loan without, income.
You don't believe us.
You don't believe us? Come on now. Don't you know we're pretty trustworthy? We've basically predicted the future for you for the last 2 years. But the reason we really want to make this kind of statement to you today is that we have had an influx of investors or people like you who never thought they could be an investor but might want to be an investor, might want to take advantage of the fact that the market is shifting and things are a little bit different, and this loan program is going to allow you to do that. So Amber, I'm super stoked to talk to you about, like, in the last week, just the last 7 days, how many phone calls have you gotten from people who are like, I'm moving my money from the stock market to real estate. My tax guy said I owe money.
It's been a lot.
Like a lot.
It's in the last week, I would say about 5 people.
Okay, so that's 5 people out of your one loan officer. I'm one realtor out of however many there are here.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're talking about like investor loans, because most people when you're doing a loan are going to do like primary residence or something like that, but an investor loan, that's a big deal. So I have to raise my eyebrows like,
So just this last week, 5, and that's just for her. We too at our team have gotten quite a few phone calls of people who are considering doing this because whatever happens, right? Like my tax guy said I owe too much money and I'm going to lose money either way. Why not lose it in an area that I can actually like earn back money in the future? And I kind of see that people need a place to live, so maybe housing is a good idea. So what are some of the reasons that people are coming to you? Like these people who are investors, but really are just regular people who've never really done this before, but want to try it.
Yeah, most of them are honestly people that haven't done it before, that haven't invested before. This is the first time. But a lot of them are people that, just like you said before, they want to take out of the stock market because the stock market is getting a little bit scary. You don't know where the future's going, all this stuff, right? So they're looking to take out of the stock market and putting it into a long-term investment that, is going to gain benefit for them. So
they're calling you the Wizard of Loans, and I know that they're calling you, and that's good that they're calling you because you're the one that's going to think through that for them. But that's the thing that I wanted to pause you on. Like, I know you're getting calls from people who are already thinking this for them, but I'm hoping people who watch this will be inspired to think that this might actually be for you also, right?
Yeah, let's inspire. That's what we love to do.
We're here to bring you hope, baby. This is what we do. We are the hope bringers of America, at least of Las Vegas, right? So these aren't people who have got a ton of investments. These aren't people with millions of dollars in the bank.
These are people who have never actually invested before.
These are people who have never actually invested.
They might own their primary residence, but I mean, if you think about it, when you're putting money in the stock market, you're taking you're taking a gamble there too, right?
Right.
So if you really look at things, people need a house to live in. So if you're going to invest in something, invest where somebody's going to put their money where they need, and everybody has to have shelter.
Right. Shelter's number one, right? I think too, we hear a lot of the crash is coming, and we were just talking before we went live about how Vegas is like no other market in the world now.
Vegas is crazy. So this market's I'm not going to lie, this market is more crazy than anything I've ever seen because what we have is that the rates, the rates have been ticking upward in the last couple of weeks.
Rates are not great, guys. They're still better than they were in the last 30 years, 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, but they're not great for the last few years that we were on that candy high, right?
Yeah, we were expecting, and we kind of were feeling it in a good way the last 3 months, and then
pandemic high, right?
Yeah. So rates are ticking up a little bit, and then but the amount of houses on the MLS are lower. So we have less houses, higher rates, and the calls I'm still getting are still a lot.
People still want to buy.
And then I think about it and I'm like, what? Okay, so I would have thought opposite, but then when you look at it, we are in Vegas.
Right.
So in Vegas, people that are coming from California where inflation's hitting you big time out there, or New York or those big cities that, people flock to Vegas because there's no state taxes and there's a way better, the lifestyle is a lot better.
And that's what we talk about the most, right? The living here and even just investing your money here is such a wise decision because we're always growing, we're always bustling. There's always new things happening, and we are unlike anybody else in the world, honestly. So it's hard for us to come online and say, we know you heard this on the news, let's answer that from the news, because the news often doesn't apply to us and our city.
Well, it's just national.
Yeah.
And we're in a different place.
And we are national, baby. We are our own hotspot here.
Thank goodness we're in Vegas.
So with the influx of phone calls that we're getting and you're getting, and real interest, this is beyond also the influx of buyers that are hitting the market, even with the rates ticking up, which is boggling my mind also. We love it. Keep buying. We love it. But it's still very difficult to understand. So with all that being said, we're really kind of wanting to bring to you some cool information, hoping that if we see investors, big investors and small investors, starting to really click forward in the way that we're going to talk to you today, we want you to be able to be aware of it as well and maybe take advantage. For us, it's always important for us to kind of ring a little bell and make you aware of things that you may not be able to see for yourself because you're not in the trenches like we are every single day, right?
Yeah, and then when we see something like this, it's always good to just talk about it so that you can kind of, like it's opened my eyes, like, maybe I should be doing one of these loans or something like that, to be able to build up investment portfolio. But to answer your question too, like some of the people that have come to me also, one person called me because they were getting an inheritance.
Okay.
So they want to take that inheritance money, instead of putting it in the stock market, they're going to put it into housing.
Perfect.
Right?
Which is, in my opinion, a much safer bet.
Yeah. One lady called from Canada because they want to start investing in the United States. So you could do these types of loans.
So
that's
the thing too, is a lot of people think you have to live here to be an investor here. A lot of people think you have to be boots on the ground in Las Vegas, or that these loans only apply if you're going to live here. This is absolutely not the case. So let's jump into the loan. We're dancing around.
Let's do it.
So today we're going to talk to you about the DSCR loan program. Tell me what that stands for. In fact, I put a note down, but I want to see if you can remember. She's not going to remember.
So I'm just kidding.
I'm just giving
you
a hard time.
I'm going to be like
DSCR. Debt Service Coverage Ratio Loan. Now, who cares? It's just the DSCR loan. Tell us what it means.
Well, debt service coverage means that when you're gonna qualify for this loan, we're gonna pull credit. You're gonna show your assets. You don't have to show any employment.
Oh, hold on. You don't have to show employment.
Yeah.
Keep going.
You don't have to show any employment. You have to show 30 days worth of assets to cover what you're putting down. Plus, you want to probably cover a little bit more than that.
Only 30 days? What's a typical loan if I'm buying a house and I need to show? How many?
60 days.
60 days,
That's
okay.
typical.
What do I have to show? So I don't have to show employment. Do I have to show income? Do I have to show income?
We don't have any income on the application.
Oh, no income on the application. Do I have to show you W-2s or prove that I've had a
job? W-2s, no tax returns.
Oh, so
it's literally just assets.
It's asset-based loan.
Yeah,
asset-based loan.
Just assets.
So if I'm a crypto trader who just bought a Bored Ape and I sold the Bored Ape and I made $200,000 of ETH and I turned it into dollars.
I love it how you know.
Speaking all kinds of languages.
That language, because I don't even know that language.
But let's pretend that I just converted some crypto into cash, right? It's like I have like $250,000 and I've had it in my bank account for 30 days. I could use that to qualify for this loan.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Let's keep talking. Okay, keep talking. So the DSCR loan program is basically, you said debt service coverage. Explain what that means.
So what that means is that when you're doing this loan, the way that you're going to qualify with income is you're going to make sure that debt of the house covers, or the payment or the rent that you're going to receive from this house, because it's an investment property.
Not for you to live in. Investment.
So the rent that you're going to receive on the house covers
the debt.
The debt, meaning the monthly payment. So you're going to figure out principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and mortgage insurance.
Wow.
On it.
So let's say the payment each month is $5,000. I'm just making it up. And I show, based on the way we go through the process of the loan, the appraisal showing that I can make $9,900 a month. I'm fine, because that's going to almost double what I'm going to be able to make each month from what it's worth. So that's an easy to approve loan. I just have to have the assets and the down payment, right?
Yeah. It really is an easy to approve loan.
Wow.
It really is an easy to approve loan.
I will be applying for one today. Okay,
I know,
ahead,
right?
Yeah.
The only thing that can that can throw you off a little bit is if you're buying in a neighborhood that doesn't show a lot of rents.
Got it. Which we would help with, right? We're the ones that can guide you on that side of it.
Yeah, because you're gonna pull all the information, because the rent has to cover it.
Right.
So when you're out looking, then, which you guys always do this anyway.
Yeah, we want to guide you to make sure you're buying in the area that's going to be lucrative for what we're doing. So for our investor clients, we're very keen on, looking at specific areas of town that are showing a higher ratio of rentals. We're looking at areas that are going to be highly sought after for high-end rentals, people who want to make sure that they're in a good school area or a low crime area or whatever, location-wise from a freeway perspective, whatever that is. So we really do a lot of that math and that work for you up front and look at the city city, it's very different from when you're helping somebody who wants to live here, right?
It's very different.
We're lifestyle experts. We're really good at doing that too, but we're also just really good at saying, yo, like this area is a great area to invest. Here's why. Here's the rents it's getting. Here's what you can get from an ROI perspective, etc. So for the DSCR loan, I know that we're going to run through the actual requirements and things like that, but the bottom line is it's assets and no income or any paper really required. It's just based on assets.
Just
so
assets.
If I'm a regular old
assets
Joe,
and appraisal.
Right.
Like the appraisal means
the appraisal
a lot.
has nothing to do with them. It's the house we choose. Right?
Yeah.
So like, let's say I'm a Joe Blow and I work at Restaurant B downtown. I've worked there 100 years. I have a 401k. It's a great company, whatever. I've got all this money in my 401k that is decreasing every month because I'm losing money on the stock market. I could, if you say so, cash out a little bit of that 401k and use that to apply towards a down payment and use that as an asset.
Absolutely.
Oh, look at there, Joe.
Now keep in mind we do look at the credit score too, though.
Okay.
The credit
so
score
let's
is
talk
another
about the
requirement.
credit because a lot of people get concerned about their credit. What's the credit score requirement?
It's pretty low. It's like 600 for this program. But you're going to get a better rate as your scores go higher.
Right.
So you'll want to you'll want to probably be a little bit higher, but you can go pretty low to be able to get it. You're just going to pay for it in their interest rate.
So are they just giving money away? I mean, I know this is investment, and what I love is I'm seeing like investors that aren't typical investors. Like a couple years ago, one of the reasons that we saw such a skyrocket in our market changing and the prices going so high was there were so many large investment groups, BlackRock and all these big companies coming in, swallowing all of the rental opportunities.
And they were paying cash for them, right?
Paying cash, so they were driving the prices up of the neighborhoods, driving everything up. That's calmed down a little bit. But what I'm loving is that this is an opportunity where the average everyday Joe or Jane can come in and really look at maybe finally setting themselves up to be a real estate investor one home at a time.
Yeah.
Does this loan allow you to do more than one home?
You can do up to 100 on it. So if you have that kind of assets, I mean, you're going to need to be able to show...
If you have that kind of assets, I need a phone call from you. We're going on a date, first of all. I'm just kidding.
But we're going to, you have to, show the assets, but you can do up to 100 loans.
Up to 100 loans on this program. So there's really so here's what I think would be really awesome, too, is you could get a group of friends together, right? So maybe I don't have... Now you have to be really good friends with these people and know what you're doing.
Oh yeah,
right?
Put an LLC
together, right? So you get 5 or 10 friends that all want to put in 10 grand, whatever that is, right? Everybody can figure that out if they've got good income, whatever, or if they're an entrepreneur, or if they sold a Bored Ape or whatever, right?
A Bored Ape.
I love what a Bored Ape is?
I have no idea what that is.
It's an NFT. We'll talk about it later. But let's pretend that you get a group of some of your best friends or your family members together. You create an LLC. This LLC can get a loan under the LLC name.
Now, when you're putting a lot of people on the LLC, that's where the problem might be. But so if you as the borrower and you do one LLC with your name in it, you can close the house in the name of the LLC. It's common for people to close a title in the name of the LLC.
But never a loan. I've never seen it on
a loan.
Right.
So this loan, you're going to submit the LLC paper. They do go through a pretty it's like a 5-day process to get you approved, the LLC completely approved, and they're going to make sure that you are the actual owner of the LLC, blah, 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 all that stuff. But you can close the loan in the name of the LLC and put the title in the LLC. So when
it's protected also, which is awesome.
You're completely protected, and it's not showing on your credit report.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear you say.
This is like a commercial loan.
So that's the thing that I think so many people get concerned about. I want to invest in this side deal with my best friend, but I want to buy a house someday, and if I do this, it's going to prevent me because there's a lot of this cyclical conversation that happens. We've got clients that call us all the time from California who don't really have enough quarters to make a dollar, but their friend does. So together they can put it together and kind of figure out what to do. And it just stops them in their tracks because they're concerned it's going to hit their credit. They're concerned that they're not sure if they can put it under an LLC, so they're liable. And there's just all these things that just really kind of stand in the way. So what I love about this loan, the DSCR loan, really gives the average, everybody, but really the average everyday Joe or groups of Joes and Janes who want to be friends and do this together, an opportunity to finally take advantage of what's going on in the market.
It does.
I freaking love it.
Yeah,
okay,
it does.
Run us through some.
I love it how you saw it like that.
Listen, I'm about that. I'm bringing you hope, my friends.
Yeah,
I'm bringing you hope. I'm bringing you hope.
The small business queen you are too.
I love this. It just makes me so excited to see. I'm always one that thinks, when the market's hot or there's a really awesome opportunity, I'm always feeling like I'm the one that has to miss out because of some life circumstance, right? This feels like this is an opportunity
you
where
don't have to miss out on this.
You don't have to miss out anymore, and you don't have to be a big investor. You don't have to have millions of dollars in the bank you can genuinely take advantage of this. Our prices are in the mid 400s. Down payments for that are going to be a little higher for this type of a loan, but if you're piecing it together from your stocks or your 401k, or honestly, if you got friends and your grandma, someone gives you whatever, inheritance, mattress money, because we know you all have it, whatever that looks like, it doesn't have to season long, and you're able to really put this together. Yeah. Run us through some of the other requirements. So you said as low as 600 FICO score, right? But you want it to be higher, but as low as 600.
You're going to pay for it in the rate if you're that low.
Don't have to show on employment.
You have to show you don't have to show employment. You can put 20% down on this program.
Oh wow.
So keep in mind though, sometimes just so that I'm saying everything, right? Like, you're going to put 20% down. That's how we're going to disclose to you. But when the appraisal comes in, then we might have to restructure the numbers if the rent comes in a little bit lower than what your payment is.
So that's where the due diligence for us comes into play in advance of you buying a home, of looking at past appraisals, talking to our appraisal expert friends that can help guide us, even possibly seeing if there's a way to talk to the most recent owner, get an appraisal done, whatever. I don't know how the rules are.
Not only that, you guys are so good at fighting the appraisals.
We really are.
Once we get an appraisal back, if I have it come short and I have your team on it, then I say to you guys, okay, can you go get me some more comps?
Right.
And then you guys get more comps. Most people don't even know what that means.
Right. So we're not going to have you sticking your neck out for a loan that's going to likely come in low. If it comes in low, we address the situation, we move on, or we address the situation and fix it and keep going, right? So either way, it's like we move on and find another house, or we make it work. But regardless, so it's 600 FICO score minimum. You don't have to have income. You can put as low as 20%
as low as 20% down. If that ratio doesn't match up though, you don't have to, you can just be aware that, hey, I might have to put down a little bit more on these houses before you walk into it.
Right.
So some of the investors that I'm closing for, they'll end up putting down 25% or 30% down. But honestly, the lower you go, the better the rate is too.
That's true.
So there's benefits to it all the way. And then, you're obviously making more money too on it that way.
I mean, the bottom line is, and we'll keep going through this, but the bottom line is that, people are always going to need a place to live. Whether the market crashes and houses are not worth anything, doesn't matter. People will still be paying rent.
Yeah.
And rent is at the highest I've ever seen it in my lifetime in Las Vegas right now. I'm hoping it doesn't creep up higher, but if it does, good for you. You get to take advantage of it, right? This is a win-win, right?
Why do you think the investors are running out trying to buy these houses right now? They want to collect on that.
They want to lock them down and be able to, they know, and I think there's a lot of articles around that are saying because rates are going higher, more people are going to start renting. We're starting to see a little bit of that, although not in Vegas as much.
And that's going to push the rent houses
But that's going to be pushing the need for rentals. So again, it's just a cycle conversation of why would it just makes sense, right? So you don't have to be a big investor. You don't have to have a ton of mattress money. You and your friends can do this together, whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll walk you through the process and make sure you know what you're doing. But if you can have as low as a 600 FICO score, put as low as 20% down, don't have to show income, don't have to show employment, some of the stuff that really stops people, right?
It does. Plus, I mean, think about the new business owners out there. If you just open up your own business, then everything that you're going to look at is going to say, well, you need 2 years to be in the business, right? You're not showing any employment on this.
So we're not.
You're only qualifying based on your down payment.
I love that.
And the rent that's coming out of the house.
So I've seen this happen a lot where someone opens a new business and they open and they're gangbusters, super popular.
Yeah.
And they are like, what do I do with this money that I'm making? I can invest so much of it back into my business, but I would like to secure a home, buy an investment property, put this money to work for me, diversify my income streams, and they can't. Because most of the loans go, oh, how cute. That's nice that you have all this money to put down, but we're not going to give you a loan.
Give us a longer history.
Give us longer. Stay in your job, stay in your business 2 more years, and then we'll talk, right? Yeah. This overcomes
and
that.
File taxes on it and stuff like that. Boy. Yeah, so you don't have to do any of that. Because, I mean, honestly, when you're looking at it, because if you lived through 2008 and 9, you're like, this is a lot like stated loans. And
I was going to say that, but I'm glad
it is kind of like that. Yeah. But in those days, you had to put so much. You were doing 100% financing, putting no money. You had no skin in the game, and doing stated loans, right? So this way, you're showing that your house can rent to pay that payment on it. Plus, you have skin in the game. It's requiring a minimum of 20% down. I'm so excited.
This loan is. I did a backflip when you told me about it, and I was like, no wonder all these people are calling me. Let's talk about who should be considering this loan. I just want. I know we've reiterated it multiple times, but let's just give it to you straight. If you're worried about your money sitting in the stock market right now or in your 401k and money market, if you're worried about your money out there without real control over it, this loan's for you. What else? Who else?
If you have a large sum of money that you've come in with, like you've got an inheritance or something like that, this loan's for you. The other one that you just mentioned,
if you're an entrepreneur, and you don't show income, you write off everything like I do. You try to write off as much as possible, or you're not really showing. You don't have tax returns, or you don't even have a job that you can say I've been in for 2 years or whatever. This loan's for you, right?
Yeah.
And then if you're an investor, someone who's already doing this, someone who already owns a home, whatever. This loan really is for anybody, honestly, as long as you're ready to buy an investment property.
Yeah, you want to put money down on investment property, this loan's for you. Also, too, if you're looking to buy like a condo-tel or something like that, this loan would be for you, because condo-tel loans,
those are tougher to come by, but they're there.
But these loans, they offer that. They offer condo-tels. Like I said earlier,
I like to see like Twitter buzz around me, like this is a dream loan. I dream a little dream with me.
I can see your little butterfly.
So excited.
The other thing that I was thinking about too, though, well, when I got the call from the Canadian the other day, so that foreign nationals,
right?
Like a lot of times people just want to invest in the United States.
Yeah, a lot of
times because of what our housing has done in the past, and I think it was your partner that was saying that a lot of times, like, because he's from Australia, so they don't even do 30-year fixes there.
They don't. They're not even allowed to. So they really want to put their money in somewhere else, where
they can pay it off.
Where they can pay it off, right, and then own it, and then make money.
Over a long period of time. Yeah. So that would make sense why foreign national investors would want to invest here, because it would definitely be a safe bet.
I can't say it enough. If you're not even a primary homeowner, if you don't own your own home, and you live in California, and you come to Vegas a lot, or you want to do Airbnb possibly, or you got dreams of maybe doing this someday, buy a fourplex, all this stuff, this loan could be for you, as long as as long as it's not your primary residence, and you can prove it, mostly because you live in another state, right? Then this can be for you. If you do own a home here in Vegas, and you're starting to see like, I'm going to downsize, you're going to have a little extra cash coming from that because you're not going to use as much going into the next house, whatever, right? You could use that money and roll it into something like this, right?
You could, yeah.
Listen, endless opportunities. We're going to run over here and do some questions. This is for you, so please drop it like it's hot in the comment box below. If you're interested in talking to Amber and me or my team, the link is at the very top of the description below and in the pinned comment if you see it. So just let us know. Please let us know. We want to be here for you. We want to answer your questions. If this isn't a loan that you want to take advantage of, we still want to talk to you, because if you're even watching our videos, there's something brewing in that brain of yours that makes you think that maybe investing in Vegas or making Vegas your home is the right thing. So I'm super stoked. I know we were a little bit all over the place, but it's out of sheer excitement. Bottom line is there's a freaking loan out here that you can take advantage of and actually become that real estate investor that you've been watching your uncle, that guy down the street, that random dude on YouTube do that you've been jealous about. It's no more FOMO, my friends. Let's jump in, okay? All right, let's answer some questions here. Brandy says, let's see. Oh, actually, let's see. Can I party in Vegas with no income, says JF. Unfortunately, probably. You can party in Vegas with no income. You just can't party in Vegas with no money.
Yeah, you just have to have money in your pocket.
A little bit of money, yeah. Here's a question. This is from Darth Vedant. Is it worth owning a home if you're a single person with no children versus renting? Hell yes.
Yeah, because honestly, you're just throwing away your money renting.
Yeah.
Owning a house, you're paying towards something each month.
Yep.
And the more you pay on that, the more it goes down. So eventually you're going to own that house free and clear.
And eventually you can maybe quit your job and let that house pay all your bills or part of your bills, so you can go and travel the world and maybe find yourself someone to not be single with anymore. I don't know. If you're a serial single like myself, then we'll just have that conversation later. But yes, it's always a good idea to buy. When you're renting, you're only paying someone else's bills. That's the bottom line.
And one of the things that I talked to another client just recently about is that she'd been a renter forever, right?
Yeah.
And
we have a lot of those clients.
Yeah. This one we actually just closed. Recently.
Today?
Yeah, today. But she'd been a renter forever and was considering buying a house, right? And when I talked to her, we talked about like her retirement plan, because like she had 10 years of what she was doing for a living left, and what the retirement plan was, right? When you rent a house, your retirement plan is a lot harder, because you have to be able to make sure that you have enough to pay that. When you buy a house and you're planning in advance, you can actually pay extra to pay that house off early, which makes retirement really a lot easier when you don't have a mortgage on top of that.
Yeah.
And then you can take and invest in other things, to help out with it. So when you're looking at like a retirement, like when you're looking at buying or renting, I hate to say it, but at my age, I'm starting to look at like how's life going to look when I retire.
Oh man, we're old enough to start saying
I
that.
know,
Stop.
right? That's tough. But
I'm forever young over here.
I know, but like it does help me to think like, okay, like if you don't have the monthly expenses going out on living, then it's going to make retirement a lot easier.
The amount of money you need to have in that retirement bucket is much, much lower. So it always pays to own a home versus rent, in my opinion, in the long run. And it is a long-term investment.
It is.
Something we want to make sure, unless you're trying to be a flip guy. Beach all day guy. First of all, love you.
Yeah.
I'm a beach all day gal. Let's be friends. Says, can you get approved on loans if your down payment is borrowing from a 401k?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I've even done this. I did this for my first house. A freaking 100,000%. Absolutely.
A lot of people borrow from their 401k to get a house because if you think about it, you're moving it from one investment to another investment. So your 401k will even release the money to you without paying taxes.
What?
If you show that if you show the information to show you're buying a house.
Nice. I love that. JF says anything off the dollar menu. I know how to treat a lady. Listen, JF, I like a good Taco Bell dollar menu. I'll go to eat the chili at where's that? Wendy's. At Wendy's. Hell yeah. Do you dip the fry in the chilies or do you dip it in the chili or do you dip it in the Frosty? I'm getting a Frosty today.
But the chili, yes.
Look, so this one comes from PokerFan720 says, what is the typical interest rate on a DSCR if you have a 700 credit and assets for the 20% down? And I know you can't quote rates because it changes minute to minute, but
it does.
But I know that the rates are a little bit higher on this. Obviously, it's an investment loan. Is there a percentage higher that we could talk about, or what are you able to say without breaking the law?
Of a regular investment loan?
No, for like the DSCR loan. Are you seeing
No, I mean a percentage higher compared to the regular investment loan. Probably 1 to 1.5% higher than the regular investment loan.
Okay, and a regular investment loan's typically 5%, 6% higher than like our standard loan that I would get if I was buying a primary residence. No, I know that it ranges. I know that it changes.
Yeah, it depends. Like the investor loan depends on like 20%, 25% because that makes a difference in like down payment. But I would say it's usually like 1% higher in rate.
Okay, that's that. I mean, it's okay. That's not as bad as I thought. I thought you were going to say like 3 to 5. So there we go.
Did you think so?
I did actually.
Good. Okay.
So me again says Las Vegas Gal on Red Bull. Geesh, I feel like I'm on an MLM masterclass. Don't even catch up my notes. Really? Right now? I guess I'm like this all the time. Sorry. Just tune in and sit back and relax. It's all a good show. I don't drink any Red Bull or coffee or caffeine. I have enough caffeine for all of us. Darth Fedant says some people have argued that it's better to be on a 15-year mortgage rather than a 30-year. Why is that?
Well, I mean, because you're paying it off faster. But here's something that I usually do personally, because when you're doing a 15-year versus a 30, the 15-year is going to put your monthly payment higher, right? So like if you run into a tough month, that can make it hard to make that payment if you don't have the savings. So what I will usually do is I'll take the 30-year fixed, but I'll always put away the money in like a interest-bearing account that I would normally pay on 15-year because my objective is always to pay that house off early.
Right.
And then you're gaining money on that money, and then once you have enough, then you put it down
on the principal. So there's a lot of ways to kind of game the system, but I'm a fan of taking the longer because it's a better interest rate, right? Or better payment, better payment. So then you have the option because life, you don't know what's going to happen in the next 15 to 30 years, right? Life happens. So having the option of having a lower payment when and if you need it due to life circumstance or whatever is great, but then being able to bank and pay it down, it's a beautiful thing, my friends. Alan Oshiro says, hello, Amber and Lacey. I'm let's see.
Hi, Alan.
Hi, I'm 55 years old and live in California. And so one person is lower than and one person is above 55 years old. One lives in Cali, one lives in Vegas. Can we still buy in a 55 plus community? Alan, yes, sir, my friend. It took me a minute because there was a lot of like math symbols that I haven't seen. Greater than and less than. I'm like, which one is which? The alligator eats the bigger number. Yes, absolutely. So one person in the home is the only person who has to be 55 within 6 months of you purchasing the home or 55 already. After that, I think the only stipulation is children can't live there if they're under 19 typically. But every community is a little bit different, Alan. But yeah, you can absolutely, as long as both of your names are on the loan and the title, you got this. And if you do buy cash, it's just title. So good question.
There's some really nice 55-year-old communities.
Oh my God, there's such beautiful. Please let us help you because we have great relationships with a lot of those new communities. They're amazing. And Alan, I know you're going to let us help you because you always watch our channel. So we love you. We're super excited to work with you. Sammy says, hey beauties. Hey Sammy.
Hey Sammy.
Hey Sammy, First Friday's coming up. Are you coming downtown to see me? Let's freaking do it finally. Darth Fedant, hello. First of all, love you. love that you're here today.
Yeah,
all right,
thank you.
Ridiculous question. Are there pizza parlors that serve deep dish pizza in Las Vegas?
That's not a ridiculous question.
That's an amazing question.
I think that's a great question.
Yes is the answer. A lot of people poop on Las Vegas pizza, and I'm here to tell you, listen, we are not New York City. I get it. There's something in the water, something in the yeast, but we have some incredible pizza spots out here, like incredible. Some have the yeast flown in from Italy, like every single day. Some of them, like you guys.
And it's not that hard to do that either.
We are legit. We are a foodie renaissance happening all around Las Vegas, especially like in the southwest part of town where there's like a huge variety of different types of cuisine. But we have really great pizza, deep dish and more. So yes, Darth Vadon, if that's what was holding you back from buying, I expect to hear from you this week, and I'm going to be really upset if we don't.
Yes, we have deep. Wait, did you go compare when you were in New York?
I did just recently return from New York City. I am gluten-free, unfortunately.
Oh, you couldn't do the pizza.
I definitely ate gluten while I was there. We did not eat pizza, but my daughter now lives in Manhattan in New York City. I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to start crying.
Okay, I shouldn't have brought it up.
No, it's okay. I did eat some bagels, and I survived. Barely. So I did not make it to the pizza. But I've made the commitment I'm going to go back just because she lives there. I have to be able to eat at least one slice of New York City pizza. But it will then make me want to eat the awesome pizza here because we have some amazing pizza spots. Amazing.
We do, and we have a lot of pizza spots. People come from all over.
Italian and pizza, man. Or pizza is Italian, but Italian.
Yeah, people come from all over the world to open up restaurants in Vegas. So we have a lot going on.
Good question. Two-parter. Is there any residence requirements for the loan program? I currently live outside of Nevada, but have plans to own an investment property in Vegas. JF. Great question.
Yes. I mean, no, you don't have to be in Vegas if that's what you mean.
Yeah, so do they have to at some point live here or within 6 months or here?
No. This is straight investment property. So you just have to be willing to rent this house out.
Yes.
You can even live outside the country. So if you're living in the U.S.,
yeah.
you're all good.
The other really good question from JF is, can you stay at the property as the owner at any time?
These programs don't like to see you as the owner.
They don't like you living there.
Yeah, the programs are going to be straight investments, so they're going to want to see that it's an investment property.
So that's her politically correct and legally correct answer. And here's what I'm going to say. If this is an investment property and you are running an Airbnb from it and you come in once a year and want to use it for 4 days, are you breaking the law?
Well, I don't know that there is any law.
But so there's a workaround, my friend.
In that case, you really are using it as investment property.
It's an investment
because
property.
You have people renting it.
It's when you spend more than 60% of your time there, or it's really when you spend time in there like you're living there, right? This is supposed to be an investment. They're going to utilize the rent that you can make off of it to give you the loan, expecting you to actually make rent on the home to secure the loan, to make sure that you're going to be able to make those payments. Mm-hmm. But I've seen a lot of people looking at doing Airbnb, looking at doing long-term Airbnb with like travel nurses and some of the other stuff that we've done amazing videos about on our channel, FYI.
You have done really good. All your Airbnb stuff, I'm like, you guys got it down.
Every
like
phone
else.
call we get. So we're going to be doing more conversations about Airbnb, and actually we're going to be doing some investing in an Airbnb in Las Vegas, like educational seminars pretty soon too. So watch out, my friends. This loan will definitely be on the list for that.
This will, yeah.
But no, the residency requirement's not a big deal. It's your home. You own the home, but you're not meant to be the primary resident. That's the bottom line, right? Mm-hmm. So wink, wink, nod, nod. Give me a call. We'll talk about how you can work around that, but still not break the law because we don't want to get anybody in trouble, right? Let's see. Darth Vadant says, I love Amber and Lacey's energy. This might be a difficult question to answer, but what's an average age of a Las Vegan?
Well, thank you, Darth.
Thank you. First of all,
what is the average age? Miss
Las Vegas, I used to know the answer to this question. You're stumping me right now. I feel like as of 2017 is the last time I answered this question. I think our average age was like 43 or 46.
That makes sense.
I think it's 46. Yeah.
I
should go look that up. Oh my God! Now I feel like I need to know that.
But that just tells you how much diversity there is.
We've got so many millennials have really started to, and also people are coming and having babies, so that's kind of tipping the scales down. We used to be
retirees coming on too.
But we used to be really heavy, like older. Listen, we had a lot of old folks that lived here. We had snowbirds, and people would retire here, and they like to play in that bingo room every day. Right? So but now because of the new industry that's moved here, because of all the great projects, we have the Raiders here now. We have a lot of people moving here and establishing family, which then, brings down the age. So the gaps come down. I feel like it's mid 40s, maybe low 50s, but I think it's mid 40s. So
thanks for giving us something to look up.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
Tony says, I've lived here for 6 months and have yet to meet a new person that would like to hang out. Why aren't there any kind of people out here? Oh, Tony, listen, here's my advice for you. The one thing that I always tell people about moving to Las Vegas is you got to figure out how to turn the key, right? sometimes you're holding the key in the wrong door, right? So for me, what are you interested in? Are you interested in mountain biking? Do you own a Jeep? Do you like to go off-roading? Are you into guns? Do you like to go down to the strip and cocktail? Are you into strip clubs? Are you into, like, what are you into, right? Are you into art? It's what are you about? What you're about. There are groups in Las Vegas. There are Facebook groups galore. If you go to meetup.com, meetup groups galore. There's Tech Alley that happens downtown where you can meet new people, meet new friends. There's there's like the podcasters meetups that I used to run, but somebody else is running now. There's entrepreneur meetups. I could literally go on. There's people who just like to play dice. There's people who like to play to eat pizza. People who like to eat
all kinds of groups.
Like it goes on and on and on. So it's about what door are you putting your key in, right? So we want to make sure that you're here, you're open-minded, you're not waiting for the city to show up for you. You have to create your own environment here and create your own community, and that's the bottom line. Vegas is not going to deliver it to you unless you put a little sweat equity in, but once you put it in, she'll open right up. So I highly recommend. There's a lot of really great like wine events around town, but strictly like
just get involved.
Get involved. Show up to First Friday. Walk around, meet people. I'm a new person. I'll probably bump into you down there. Like genuinely, it's just about like being open-minded, being open-hearted, and just knowing that you have to. It's a numbers game, just like dating that I'm learning. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game, baby. You just gotta churn that butter till you find a good one, right? So, but check out Facebook, check out meetup.com. Lots of great meetup opportunities. And if you see me out and about, you better say hi. And I'm gonna say that for everyone. There's a lot. I actually had a lady recognize me when I was in New York City, which was like,
really?
Oh my God, are you serious? It was so cool.
Oh, that is
She's
cool.
thinking of moving to Vegas, and she knew my kids' names. She knew everything. I was like, this.
And you just randomly saw her on the street?
No, I was at a bar drink. I was actually really drunk when she met me, but she definitely made me get more drunk.
Still,
but we had a good time.
There's so many people in New York.
It was amazing. But what was awesome was that she's already been looking into Facebook groups, and she's already, even before moving here, a part of these groups that are like helping her feel like she's part of community, right? Church, if you go to church, I went to church over the weekend. They were talking about, there's a small business meetup. I mean, I could literally go on. I'm going to stop because we're talking about a loan program today. But I light up when someone asks me something like that because it's the biggest hurdle to overcome in Vegas is building your community. But I promise you, if you just stick through it and figure out which door to use, you'll be just fine. So, okay, I feel like I rambled for too long. Okay. Are there any calisthenics parks in Las Vegas? I lead an active lifestyle and I'm very interested in frequenting such parks. Darth Vedant, you are on fire today.
Yeah.
I do believe there are actually. Like I think calisthenics parks are the ones that have this workout set up so you can go from one thing to the next.
I was gonna say I don't know what that is.
We have parks galore, so highly recommend going to cityoflasvegas.gov and also cityofhenderson.gov, City of North Las Vegas. I've done several videos about cool parks, but there's so many it's hard to cover them all.
There really is a lot of parks.
Summerlin has quite a few of the ones that you're talking about. I know middle of town, Spring Valley has what's the big park, Desert Breeze Park, the one in the middle by Spring Valley? She doesn't even know. Desert Breeze Park is what it's called.
I have no idea.
She's like, I don't know. And then in Henderson also by
like Sunset
Cadence.
Park, is that the one you're talking about?
Cadence has that, and so does Inspirata. Really, really good question. Let's see, JF says, thank you. If you do a short-term rental seminar, I would absolutely attend. JF, we are going to be doing those, so stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a specific live stream that just talks about all of the upcoming educational stuff that we're doing. Starting like end of March is when really we're going to kick off, maybe even sooner. So subscribe right now, please. Make sure that you don't miss out, and thank you again for tuning in today. We really, really appreciate it. JF, is there certain parts of the Las Vegas Valley that work better for midterm rentals? That's a really good question. Let me get your guess. For like someone who's a travel nurse or someone who's like, I think that's what you mean, I'm assuming.
For midterm rentals, probably downtown, probably closer to like where the hospitals are and stuff like that.
Downtown,
is that what you're going to say?
Southwest. Henderson is super popular. Here's the great news about Vegas. Do you love how this city is so well planned out? Everything is super easy to get to because you can just take a freeway and drop off.
Of course, I love it. I love everything about Vegas.
Good. So I would say just to tip you off on looking at neighborhoods, which, I mean, JF, you really should be calling us and letting us help you with this, just putting it out there. But Northwest is great. Right off the freeway, right near a cluster of hospitals and a medical kind of for like medical, like because again, a lot of medical people are going to be the ones that you're going to probably go for. But downtown and also some of the condo-tels on the strip are really good for that too, because there's event planners that come into town and just need a place to stay for like a month while they're here working on stuff for their events. Henderson and Southwest, so basically every area of town.
I was going to say, that's like every area that you just mentioned. Yeah.
Sorry. Everywhere is great for it, but those are some specifics to look at. Steve 6 says, hey Steve, good to see you. All right, Leolo says, is there a typical type of style of residence for 55 plus communities? For example, low-rise condos, townhomes, etc. Is it dependent on the community or area they're in?
there's all kinds of different ones. I've seen condos, I've seen single family residents, I've seen townhouses.
Yeah, absolutely. I think mostly there's single story homes is like the majority, I'd say, right? Because, you don't want to be walking up and down stairs when you're getting in your older, 55 is not old. Let me just say that out loud right now. Like 55 is not old. As I creep closer and closer to that number and I vomit in my mouth. So for me, I'd say there's quite a variety, honestly. It just depends. Yeah, but the typical, what I would say, would be a single-story home.
A single story, or like,
period.
Like my parents live in a 55-year older, and they're in like a townhouse. It's attached on one side, but it is definitely one story.
So you don't have to be a full-blown homeowner to like worry about the yard, this, that, and the other. You could go that route, and there are condos as well, like the first floor condos or single-story duplex condo type things.
Yeah, like a duplex.
But typical, definitely single-story homes for sure. Okay, Darth Fadon, I work in the IT industry and I'm now curious about Las Vegas in terms of employment opportunities with respect to my field. Are you keen on what types of jobs are available in Vegas? Darth Fadon, don't you know I know the answer. I feel like I'm owning all these questions right now.
Dang, I was meant for this life.
I just feel like you put a firecracker under my butt and I'm like, yes, so we have a lot of movement when it comes to industry here in Vegas, and IT is one I'm not 100% familiar with when it comes to exact companies and job types. But I will tell you, we're the gaming industry, and whether you believe it or not, that is now the IT industry because it's all done through that. So a lot of people who are in IT don't ever think about stepping into the gaming industry, like the slot machine manufacturers that are based here, and a lot of the game technology that happens they don't even think about it. A lot of systems engineers are coming here to help build out infrastructure needed for the big MSG Sphere and all these crazy, amazing experiences that are on the Strip that aren't typical IT jobs that are just, somebody who your company's IT guy who you call and, he tells you to unplug the computer and plug it back in, right? So,
did that just happen today?
No, but that's on the SNL. If anybody knew the SNL reference, we're friends. So bottom line is there's a ton of new opportunity here in Vegas. But fair enough, just up front, we are hospitality industry first and always. Although in the last few years,
they have done a great job in the last few years.
Amazon moved here, Google moved here, data centers. There's a Google data center here. We've got all MSG Sphere, a lot of new entertainment, sports are here now. So, just do a little digging. Very, very good question. I am loving you. I need to know who you are. Please click the link so we can just say hi. Chris M, are we going to meet up at First Friday for a drink?
Oh.
Yeah.
Chris definitely needs to go for a drink.
Chris, you've been waiting for
it's been a long time. I think
Chris,
it's time.
Yes.
You're going to need to film that one.
I'm not filming anything, Chris. I will happily meet you for a drink First Friday. I think you have the phone number for the business, and I think you already reached out, so I'll double check with Trace today and see what's going. So, yes. Cheyenne's asking, do we rent or just sell homes? So this is a question for me. I feel like I'm owning all these questions.
Own it, girl. Own it.
Include you. I feel like I need to braid your hair while we're talking. We do both rentals and selling of homes. The trouble with rentals right now, just to be very honest, is that a lot of times people who think they're going to get rent for cheaper or think they can't buy actually are better off buying because they're paying either less than what they would for the mortgage than they would for rent, or there's great programs that Amber can put them through that don't require a ton of down payment or perfect credit. So what we do is anytime we talk to anyone, Cheyenne, we like to just say, hey, we're happy to look into helping you. Rental restrictions are very tough right now. They don't really like pets. It's a lot. So, and their income requirements. Oh my God, right? I know. Did I tell you my cat passed away? Oh, we'll talk about it later. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, so Cheyenne, for us, yes, let's talk to start. If we cannot help you from a rental perspective because the requirements don't meet what we're able to do, we will try to push you to get to connect with someone who can help you. But we do have a few team members on our team who love to work with someone who, even if they're renting for a year, who they'll hopefully be able to sell a home to someday. So click the link in the description. Let's chat and let's just get the conversation started. A part of our conversation with you is always going to include, please talk to our friend Amber. There is a no judgment zone here.
Let's just I'm seriously, it's just a matter of working a game plan. Like if you're renting but you have the hopes of buying, which I think you do because you're watching us right now, then let's just work out a game plan for you. It can take months or it can take years, and it's okay. We're here for you no matter what that is.
We've had clients who started with us 5 years ago who just closed on their first home, and we have been with them lockstep every step of the way with no pressure and no judgment. So Cheyenne, I better get a phone call from you.
Yeah, let's talk.
Fill out the form online, girl. We're going to reach out. Okay. Chris M says, welcome to the Darth Fadon and JF show. Chris, don't get jealous. Don't you be jealous on me. Okay, we're having a drink on Friday. No jealousy allowed. Darth Badance is cute. He's so cute. All right, let's see here. Urban Back says, how expensive is commercial property? I'm a small business owner and would love to branch out in Las Vegas, but not on the Strip. We do commercial real estate as well. I'm so grateful that you asked that question. Do you end up doing a lot of commercial loans?
I haven't done a lot of commercial loans, but I feel that it's on the horizon.
I have a feeling as well. Would love to talk to you about what you're looking for, because sometimes it doesn't mean you have to buy a building, right? It could mean that you just get into a really great lease. It's going to greatly depend on your needs. If you need build out, TC upgrades and not, what area of town you want to be in and what your business is. So I know you've been watching my channel for a minute because I know your name. So please click the link. We're not going to pressure you. We just want to be able to answer your specific questions and give you a better answer than what I just did, which was totally glazed over. Okay.
Totally glazed
over. Greg Gardner, we're coming to Vegas and Henderson in June. Is it possible to meet Lacey and Amber to talk about investment properties or moving to Vegas? Greg, absolutely.
Yes.
You almost
I was going to say it at the same time.
Did you say absolutely? And then she hears me about to say a curse word. She has to be quiet. Absolutely, Greg. Here's how you do it. There's a link in the description below. Click it. It's going to take you to a website with a very outdated video of me. Don't judge. I was this couple years old. I'm going to update them soon. But there's a form. It doesn't matter. Fill out whatever you want on the form. We don't care what you fill out, except your name, phone number, and email address needs to be correct. Otherwise, we cannot contact you. Let's talk today. Our schedule fills up quickly. Well, my schedule fills up. This lady's available 24/7. I'm sort of available 24/7, but to meet in person, my travel schedule, I got 2 kids, I got a life, blah, 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 you know. So we want to make sure we can get you on the schedule in advance, and we want to introduce you to the rest of the team. I've got a business partner who's incredible, works hand in hand, and we've got pretty much anything and everything you could ask for. Would love to meet you, Greg. Please let us know. Awesome. I love
Let's get your investing journey started.
I love it. Eve G says, hi Lacey, I recently bought a property near Silverado Ranch area. If they end up building the new arena, how much can one expect property and value to go up, if any? Great question.
That is a great question.
So we kind of answered this a couple times ago, and I'm glad you're asking again.
And stuff, right?
So in my opinion, the only time you're going to see a huge skyrocket in immediate property value when something like a development comes to play is when you're going to see, like, for instance, Formula One racing is being built right behind is it the Planet Hollywood? Yes? You don't know? Yes?
No,
it is, right?
Well, yeah, I've looked it up because it's right off Paradise.
And aren't you right over by there?
I'm close to there, but yeah, it's like Flamingo.
Right.
I think it ends in
So
Flamingo.
there's like a small condotel, there's 2 condotels right next to it, and also a small high-rise community. Low rise, it's like 9 floors, but it's considered a high rise right across the street. So I just talked to my friend.
Those values just went up.
So I just talked to my friend and I'm like, are you excited or like what's going on with the value of your spot now? Because you genuinely have a view, like right out your house, boom, right into this amazing experience. And so that's when you're really going to see an immediate jump, because that's something that they can, you know, there's money there, right there. People are paying $50,000 or $100,000 to rent a suite to be able to see the cars vroom by a couple times. You know what I mean?
And you got a place.
And you got a place that you just sit on your balcony with a beer in your hand, right? So that's when it's going to happen. So if they do build, a stadium or some sort of an arena that's going to have ongoing entertainment that's happening all the time, I think the value would go up, but I can't tell you by how much. And it
depends on the market.
It does depend on the market, but the rental value goes way high, and also the Airbnb and the short-term rental value goes up even higher. So it just depends on how you're looking at it. If you're trying to like flip it and bounce, it might be a little bit of a longer play. If you're trying to like capitalize on that thing, move your butt out of it and put some other people in for short-term rentals while there's events happening and package deals and things like that, then we're talking money right there. So I hope that answered your question.
I think it was a great answer.
Question about this one. Me again, does DSCR loan work for commercial properties?
Yeah, it does, but we have to talk about what kind of commercial property it is.
Are you freaking kidding?
Like if it goes over like a certain amount of units, you can do like that. But if you're talking about like a building,
like
a building or something like that, it doesn't really work for that.
So you can buy
more than 4 units, which is what you're held to like on a regular loan.
I just got so excited right now. Are you serious?
Yeah. You can buy more than 4 units, but if you're talking about like a warehouse or something, then it's a different type of loan.
So it's actually still residential then. It's the fourplex is still considered a residential. It's just considered multifamily residential.
But you can go over fourplex.
You can go. So you could get your friends together, like I said. You and
buy an apartment
your friends
complex.
and your family could buy an apartment complex with the DSCR loan. Are you freaking kidding me? Who wants to buy an apartment complex?
I know, right? That's a
I'm
great
in.
way to like make your neighborhood.
Me again, you're my friend. I love you for this. That's amazing. Oh my God, I just got so excited. Okay, JF says, yes, I'm looking up to set up rentals for people who need to rent a furnished place for 1 to 3 months. Yes, so the mid-range rentals like we were talking about, anywhere in town, people love it. You know why? Because this place is amazing. Everything is close and easy to get to.
Like, what are people that would do like traveling nurses, people that are here more on corporate
business
rentals.
people who are waiting for their house to finish being built.
Oh yeah, people. Okay, that works on any side of town then.
So JF, if you haven't done so already, please go to my channel and look at the videos section. I believe there's an Airbnb video we put up that we talked about the secret loophole to Airbnb in Las Vegas, and that's one of them where we talk about doing mid-term rentals to those types of tenants. So please check that out and let me know what you think. Again, click the link in the description. We want to talk to you.
I love the research you guys do.
I love it. Thank you. Eve G says, I don't know how to answer this question. With LeBron out for the next month, what percentage do you guys give the Lakers to make the playoffs? Freaking know. I look like I know about basketball.
I didn't even know it was basketball season.
Here's the only reason I know. I do a monthly. If you haven't been watching my monthly events video, you're missing out. I do a monthly events video that I just filmed the other day, waiting for the edits so I can post it tomorrow. And
there's a basketball game in town?
It's the oh God, I just lost it. It's the Pac-12, and then it's the March Madness. It's March Madness.
Oh.
It's March, right? March Madness. I feel like an idiot. Anyway, Michael Quinones, thank you. I thought you were 25. Chula.
Yeah.
Wait till you see me dance, Michael. I am 25. Trust me, for life. Okay, let's see. I'm literally on a plane boarded. This is Jace. I'm literally on a plane boarded to fly and officially move out to Las Vegas. And I work in network security. Definitely there is work for IT. Jace. Congratulations!
Yes,
we need to celebrate.
Welcome to Vegas almost.
Welcome. Oh my God, I just almost started crying a little bit. That just made me a little sad and happy and sad. I don't know, like sad, like it's actually not sad, happy tears, but just like, oh, how sweet that they're watching this.
They're watching it way on the plane. Yeah, moving here. Love it.
Darth Vadon, are there aquariums and zoos in Las Vegas? Yeah, they're not great. They're not great.
I'm like the zoo. I think is like goats.
we have a petting zoos. We had a lion or a lion zoo.
Oh yeah,
thingy.
Mirage had a cool thing. Are they still
they had the dolphins. I think they're closing now. We have the shark reef. I don't know what's happening with that. That's all on the strip. Off the strip, we do have an aquarium that's at the Old Boulevard Mall.
Is it?
It's called Sequest.
Look at this Las Vegas now, gal, knowing everything, right?
I can't do it. It's not great.
Bad?
Here's what you do. When you live in Vegas, it's a 40-minute flight, for an hour flight to San Diego. You go enjoy those zoos and that amazingness out there. A 4-hour, 5-hour drive. It's a quick weekend getaway. I'm not a fan of our zoos and our aquariums.
They need to one-up it on that. But the shark reef is pretty cool, though.
The shark reef's dope, absolutely.
Yeah.
We have mermaids. We have mermaids at the Silverton Casino if you want to check those out. Jay says, I'm definitely buying with Lacey and the crew. Renting for a little bit at first to change gears, but really come to the buying market competitively in 6 months or so. Great plan, Jay.
That's awesome.
So great for you guys. Just legit, we've been awesome. Don't make me cry. I love you so much. Chris says, thanks for not wanting to film our date. He's going to be waiting for my text. Sorry to hear about my cat. Thanks. Okay,
I'm going to at least need to see a picture, though, Chris. Come on. Like a
Chris
selfie.
says, welcome to the Lacey Chris dating game. Listen, I'm single, ready to mingle, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. My dance card's getting filled up these days. Oscar says, sorry I'm late. Last question we're going to take tonight, guys, is from Darth Vadon again. This was the Darth Vadon and JF show, and a little bit of Chris sprinkled in.
We love your questions.
We love you guys. We're so grateful for you joining us. The DSCR program is no freaking joke. So we want you guys to know that it's legit an opportunity for you to become an investor, and you don't have to be some bougie, big-pocketed investor. So let's do this. Let's make this happen. Just make the phone call. And here's the great news. If that doesn't work for you, Amber's
we're going to figure out a different game
program, okay?
Different game plan.
Okay. So. And I had no Red Bull today. Imagine what if I do. Oh my God. Darth Vadon. Oh, go ahead.
Should we get Red Bull?
No, hell no.
You'd be like bouncing off all the walls, right?
I'd be coming in like this. On the video. Hey guys, how you doing? Okay, so last question comes in from Darth Vadon and says, what if someone wanted to move to Vegas, but instead of buying a home, they wanted to build one? Is that even feasible? Yes. Great
absolutely.
Question. Couple things you need to know about that, okay? So Vegas is not like other cities where you can go buy a piece of land and then build on it, but it's not easy to do that here in the city. A lot of the builders in town, like big builders, Party Homes, or what are they called? Tri-Point Homes, Lennar, all the big builders, buy up a lot of the viable land that's going to be zoned and ready for that. There is still land available, but finding contractors and finding workers
it's a hard one.
is hard, and it can cost you 3 times 4 times what it should cost you.
Well, because the national builders are hiring all of them.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, they scoop them right up. And on top of that, too, supply chain becomes an issue, right? It's been an issue the last few years, of course, but really becomes an issue when you talk about trying to really source stuff that all the builders in town have already sourced, right? So what we like to do is we can talk about that. We do sell land, no problem. I've done it. I've sold it. People have done what you're asking. It just ends up costing them an arm and a leg. We've got so many amazing builders out there that have different styles. Some of them offer an acre, half acre. Some of them, there's anything you want. There's probably already somebody building it here in Vegas. So we can walk you through that. We're very, very tied into new homes here in Vegas. If you're thinking about buying a new home, any home at all, but really a new home, you have to talk to us before you go to the builder, or we can't represent you.
And you want representation.
You need representation,
yes.
especially now, guys. But yeah, it's absolutely feasible, absolutely. So I'm stoked that you're, getting some reassurance about the IT work. I'm stoked that you're really even considering Vegas, and that you're watching this channel. We better get a subscribe from you. We better get a click just so we can say hi.
Let's talk.
And again, we are the judge-free zone. We'll do a little song and a dance for you, but we're not going to pressure you into buying.
No, we're here to make we're here not to make your dreams, but to help you realize, bigger dreams for you.
Absolutely. We are so grateful for everybody. We love you guys so much for joining us as always. I always feel so on cloud 25 when I come to do these live streams every week.
Thanks for making us always feel so good.
Absolutely.
I've missed you the last couple weeks.
I know. Listen, I had to move my baby girl to the city on a 6th floor walk up, and my back still hurts from it, but she's killing it. If you see a mini, or she's not mini me, she's taller than me, right? If you see a taller,
she does look a lot like you,
taller, more stunningly beautiful version of me dancing on Broadway, you'll know that it's my creation, and give her a high five.
Cutie.
Much love to everybody. Wishing you a beautiful week, and happy March. Tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be launching my monthly events video for the month. Lots of really, really awesome stuff. Some awesome concerts happening this month. Excuse me. And I'm just ready to get back into the swing of things. Okay, no more drunk and Lacey in New York City. I got to be drunk Lacey here. So. I don't always have to be drunk, by the way. Maybe I do. I don't know. Anyway, good to see you guys. Amber, thank you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
We'll see you soon. DSCR loans, baby. Let us know. It's time for you. Your time. It's your time. We'll talk to you soon.